Hello everyone, welcome back to Lift Parts Warehouse. In this video, we'll walk through replacing a forklift fuel filter. We'll remove the old filter, properly install the new one, and purge the fuel system of any air so the engine runs smoothly again. Let's get started. On most forklifts, the fuel filter is installed between the fuel tank and the engine. It is usually mounted near the engine, along the frame rail, or close to the fuel pump. As fuel flows from the tank, it passes through the filter before continuing toward the engine's fuel delivery system. Forklifts can use several different fuel filter designs. Some engines use cartridge-style filters with replaceable elements housed in a filter housing. Others use filters with integrated water separators to remove moisture from diesel fuel. However, one of the most common designs across many forklift engines, especially those running on diesel, is the spin-on fuel filter, and we will be changing it in this video. The spin-on fuel filter is a sealed metal canister similar in design to an oil filter. Inside the canister is the filter media, which captures contaminants as fuel passes through. The filter attaches to the engine through a threaded base plate and seals against the mounting surface with a rubber gasket. Fuel enters the filter through inlet ports around the base plate, passes through the filtering media, and exits through the center outlet toward the engine. Because the filter element is sealed inside the housing, the entire filter is replaced as a single unit during maintenance. Before working on the fuel system, make sure the forklift is safely prepared. Park the forklift on a level surface and turn off the engine. Allow the engine to cool before starting work, especially if the machine has been operating recently. Work in a well-ventilated area since fuel vapors can accumulate in enclosed spaces. Prepare the tools and materials needed for the job, including clean rags, a container to catch spilled fuel, and the correct replacement fuel filter. When the filter is removed, some fuel may spill, so always be ready to contain and clean it safely. Locate the fuel filter on the forklift. It will usually be mounted near the engine or along the fuel line between the tank and the fuel pump. Place a container beneath the filter to catch any fuel that may drain during removal. Using your hand or a filter wrench if necessary, begin loosening the filter by turning it counterclockwise. Once the filter breaks loose, continue spinning it off by hand while supporting the filter from underneath. When the threads disengage, lower the filter carefully and allow any remaining fuel inside the filter to drain into the container. After removing the filter, inspect the mounting base and make sure the old rubber gasket did not remain stuck to the mounting surface. Before installing the new filter, compare it with the old one to ensure the size, threads, and gasket design match. Apply a light coat of clean engine oil or diesel fuel to the rubber gasket on the new filter. This helps the gasket seat properly and prevents it from binding during installation. Some technicians also pre-fill diesel fuel filters with clean fuel before installation. This can reduce the amount of air that enters the system, though the exact procedure may vary depending on the forklift engine. Position the new filter onto the threaded mounting stud, then turn it clockwise by hand. Thread the filter onto the mounting base until the rubber gasket contacts the sealing surface. Once the gasket makes contact, tighten the filter by hand according to the manufacturer's recommendation. In most cases, this is about 3/4 of a turn after the gasket touches the base. Avoid using a wrench to tighten the filter, as over-tightening can damage the gasket or make future removal difficult. After installing the new fuel filter, air may remain in the fuel system. Many forklifts include a manual primer pump located near the fuel filter or fuel pump. Operate the primer pump repeatedly to draw fuel through the filter and push air out of the system. Some systems also include a bleeder screw near the fuel filter or injection pump. If present, open the bleeder slightly while pumping the primer until fuel flows steadily without air bubbles. Once clean fuel flows from the bleeder, tighten the screws securely. Proper priming ensures the engine receives a steady supply of fuel and prevents starting problems caused by trapped air. Before starting the forklift, perform a quick inspection. Check that the new fuel filter is properly tightened and that the gasket is seated correctly. Inspect the fuel lines and connections around the filter to make sure everything is secure. Start the engine and allow it to run for a few minutes while observing the filter area. Look for any signs of fuel leakage around the gasket or fittings. If everything remains dry and the engine runs smoothly, the fuel filter replacement is complete. If you are replacing a forklift fuel filter and need the correct replacement, we stock fuel filters, fuel system components, and maintenance parts for forklifts from many makes and models at Lift Parts Warehouse. If you're not sure which filter fits your machine, always verify the correct part before installation to ensure proper fit and performance. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.